Hello, everybody. This is Raquel, the Flip Flop Dog Trainer. If this is the first time you're seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a dog trainer. I've been in business for over 15 years, and I'm here in the US trying to help you guys get a better life with your dogs. So, today we're going to talk about the place command and why is it so important. In this series of videos, I'm talking about all behavior issues, and I'm going through parts of training that are going to be necessary to get you to where you want to be with your dog. And usually I talk to my clients about the place command a lot and why is it the foundation of a lot of things that you want to have with your dog and how does it help you avoid a lot of issues. Now, what is the place command and why is it so important? The place command is just a command that we teach the dog to down and hold it down for a long period of time in a certain surface. Why is it so important? A lot of people complain about dogs pacing around all the time, unable to be calm when things happen around them, unable to receive guests in a well-mannered fashion, unable to go to social places and be, well educated. And that all happens because they lack direction. Direction number one is usually teaching the dog how to sit down in place. Three things that we teach right away to every dog. Why? Because those three commands are all about sitting still, staying still in one position, and just watching life happen around them. A lot of dogs are unable to do that. So we hear a lot of complaints about dogs uh, roaming around and not being calm and unable to be in certain scenarios is simply because they don't know how to do that. We fail a lot with our dogs because they lack direction. They don't know what to do. When we bring dogs into our lives, we usually give them freedom right away. We don't tell them what to do. So we just expect them to be okay and to deal with things in their own manner, and they just don't know how to do that. We have to remember dogs are different species. They are not very much used to our surroundings, and they don't know boundaries, so we have to teach them that. Having a dog laying down on place will allow you to work from home, to be out with your dog, having lunch, or visit a store or be at a friend's house, and your dog is just going to be there as a companion. A lot of people want companion dogs, but they don't really understand what a companion dog really is or should be. Dogs should be able to handle different situations, just being a bystander, just being this element that's just there watching life happening around them. And when we don't teach them that, they just try to figure things out on their own. They go places, they sniff, they bark, they whine, they jump on people. So a lot of behavior issues are a byproduct of a lack of direction. And in training, dogs go through all those steps so they can understand how to do that. And they are absolutely guided to do the right thing and correct it for not doing the right option. So we have to understand that part of the training as well. If we don't correct the dogs, they're not going to understand the boundary of any exercise. Yes, sure, it's fine laying down here on this bed, but what if I want to get up? What if I see something more interesting on the other side of the street or on the other side of the room? I can just go up there and check it out, right? No, that's when your correction comes in. We test the dog through all these different stimuli throughout training, and we want to have a dog that's solid on a place command. A dog that's solid on a place command doesn't have to be in your backyard all day. He can be in the living room in the air conditioning with you when you're watching TV or working. Your dog doesn't have to be excluded from social scenarios. Like, let's say you're gonna have guests in your house, and you want your dog to be able to enjoy that visit, those people, but in a well-mannered fashion. So you don't want your dog jumping on people when they come up to you to say hi, or when they come through the door. You don't want your dog chasing your guest when he goes to the bathroom, or when he goes to the kitchen to get a glass of water or something. So the dog has to be trained to do that. He has to practice that on a daily basis, and that requires one thing, which is being a part of the dog's decision making process on a daily basis. I think that's the main thing. We usually don't think that's so important. We have that expectation that the dog's going to be trained and all of a sudden he knows what to do, and we don't have to watch it or supervise it or even tailor the responses that he has, and that's just not true. Supervision and monitoring is going to happen throughout the dog's life. He's a living being. He's prone to make mistakes at any time. So you have to be there to show them when he's making a mistake, as well as you have to be there to show them when he's making the right choice. So the place command is super important. We teach them, and we go through place command all the time in training. Every time the dog is in pause or we have to do something else, that's when we park the dog, and he can do place in the kitchen, he can do place anywhere in the house. And if he's good in the house, he's solid, that's when we take the training out. And that's when we go out and take dogs to outdoor cafes and places, and we can sit down and have lunch and have coffee with a friend, and now our dogs are with us. uh, this is really a reality way, a realistic way of looking into dog ownership. We have to look at it this way, because dogs are not going to be moving all the time. They're not going to be having fun all the time. They have to learn how to relax and calm down and just be okay in the environment. But they don't know how to do that on their own. That's why that part of the training is so important. It's not difficult to teach the place command, but it requires a lot of repetition and a very good timing for rewards and punishment. You have to be very good when it comes to marking those rights and wrongs throughout the exercise, so the dog understands, okay, this is the time to sit and lay down still, and I cannot break this command until she says break or free, or however you want to, create that command for release. It's really up to you. But the point is, make sure you practice that on a daily basis, because if you don't, if you just wait for that time when when your guests are going to arrive to practice that, then you're going to fail, because your dog doesn't do that. I think the secret behind dog training is really making dog training a part of your life, putting those exercises in a place all the time, so that way when the time comes, your dog's ready, versus just, oh, I want to try to practice this because Saturday I'm having guests. No, just do it every day. If you do it every day, it's going to be a part of your dog's life. The more you do it, the more ready your dog's going to be to deal with the situation when it comes. So that's pretty much what it is. The place command is pretty simple, but it can be challenging for some dogs, especially when we're talking about hyperactive dogs, dogs that were never taught to be calm, dogs that are constantly free, they're not crate trained or anything. So those dogs don't know how to sit still. So your first stage is going to require a lot of repetition, a lot of good markings and corrections, so your dog understands that, because that will translate into a lot of things that your dog's going to do in the future. Any other moving exercises are going to require a certain level of attention from your dog, and if he doesn't have that, he's going to struggle in everything else. He's going to struggle to wait for food. He's going to struggle to walk on a leash with you, or to deal with different things that happen throughout the walk. So pay attention to the dog's state of mind throughout the training. Pay attention to that anxiety level that can come up and down, and how to regulate that, because that's also regulated through corrections. Yes, we absolutely correct high levels of anxiety, inability to sit still, and all those impulsive decisions that your dog eventually makes. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to make it short and sweet, and give you an idea what place command looks like, and how you and your dog can benefit from it. I think a dog that knows how to do a solid place really can do a lot of things. That dog is gonna be in a different level. He can really be a part of your everyday routine. He can be with you in different places, and even in places that you never even imagined. So check out my videos if you want to see some more of the practical level training. I take dogs everywhere, and you see that dogs that know how to do that really can be a true companion to you and your family. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.